Rain pounds against cracked asphalt. A single streetlight flickers. 20 FBI vehicles surround a warehouse with zero sirens, zero lights. Red lasers cut through rain-streaked windows. Inside, Tony Vitale, 50s, expensive suit now disheveled, face pressed against concrete floor, struggles as an FBI agent kneels on his spine. His right hand is cuffed. His left arm is twisted behind him. His eyes, wide with confusion and rage, stare at the warehouse entrance. The metal door groans. Heavy boots echo. Every agent in the room snaps to attention. The agent holding Tony down releases pressure and stands upright. The lead interrogator stops mid-sentence and steps back. Tony cranes his neck to see who commands this kind of respect. Gloria Johnson, 60s, gray-streaked hair pulled back, wearing an FBI windbreaker with gold letters reading agent, steps into the light. She moves slow. Deliberate. Her eyes lock onto Tony's. Tony's mouth opens. No sound comes out. His brain short-circuits. Recognition hits like a bullet. Tony's voice cracks. The janitor? Gloria walks past him without acknowledgement. Steps over his outstretched fingers. Approaches the laptop on the table where his tech guy, Fingers, sits handcuffed and shaking. Gloria asks Fingers, calm, the crypto transfer. Frozen? Fingers nods rapidly, stammers that yes, soon as they breached. It's all there. Every transaction. Every offshore account. Gloria nods once. Good work. She finally turns. Looks down at Tony. Her expression holds no anger. No satisfaction. Just quiet disappointment. The same look a disappointed grandmother gives a misbehaving child. Gloria says quietly, you should have been nicer to the janitor. She gestures to the agent holding him. Read him his rights. All of them. Slowly. The agent responds, yes, ma'am. Tony thrashes, yelling that she cleaned his toilet for 8 months. He fired her yesterday. Gloria pauses at the door. Looks back. She says, I know. Best thing that could have happened. For me, anyway. She walks out. 24 hours earlier. Gloria pushes a mop bucket through the Golden Eagle restaurant, a high-end but seedy Italian establishment. She moves slowly but deliberately. She isn't just cleaning. She's observing. In the back office, Tony leans back in a leather chair that cost more than most cars. His office screams wealth without taste. Gold-plated fixtures. A marble desk. A painting of himself on the wall, styled like a Renaissance portrait. His phone is pressed to one ear. His other hand counts stacks of cash from a duffel bag. Tony speaks into the phone, dismissive, saying he doesn't care what anyone promised. Promises are wind. Money is money. Someone wants the shipment, they pay the new price. End of discussion. He hangs up. Drops the phone on the desk. Vinny, 40s, loyal, nervous, always sweating, stands by the door holding a coffee. He mentions the politician's assistant called. Wants to confirm the charity dinner. The one for the cameras. Tony grunts confirmation. Make sure the check is big enough to photograph but small enough to bounce. And get Marco in here. Vinny asks, the busboy? Tony confirms, the busboy who broke a plate last night. Yeah. That Marco. Get him. Vinny exits. Tony opens his top drawer. Inside, a gun, a ledger, and a framed photo of his mother. He looks at the photo. His face softens for exactly 2 seconds. Then he closes the drawer. In the dining room, Marco, 18, skinny, terrified, wipes tables with shaking hands. His uniform is too big. His face still has acne. Vinny approaches. Marco flinches. Vinny says the boss wants him. Marco stammers, asking if he did something wrong. He's sorry about the plate. He'll pay for it. He'll work extra. Please. Vinny looks uncomfortable. Just come. Marco follows him like a prisoner walking to execution. In the back office, Tony doesn't look up when Marco enters. He signs papers. Lets the silence stretch. It's a power move. He's done it 1,000 times. Marco stands frozen near the door. Tony asks, still not looking, "You broke a plate." Marco apologizes, explains it was wet. His hand slipped. Tony cuts him off, asking how much he makes an hour. Marco answers, $12, sir. Tony repeats $12. 12. And he broke a plate that cost 40.
Marco says he'll pay it back. Every penny. Tony finally looks up. Smiles. It's not a nice smile. He says Marco will pay it back with interest. $50. Out of his next 3 paychecks. Marco pleads, but his mom needs the money. His little sister has. Tony silences him with a raised finger. "Are you negotiating with me?" Marco whispers, "No, sir." "No." The door opens. Gloria enters carrying a mop bucket and cleaning supplies. She wears a faded gray janitor uniform with golden eagle stitched on the pocket. Her name tag reads Gloria. She moves slow, not lazy, careful, observant. She sees Marco's terror. She sees Tony's cruel smile. She reads the room instantly. Gloria apologizes to Tony. "Just here to empty the trash. Won't be a minute." Tony waves dismissively. "Do it. Stay out of the way." Gloria moves to the corner, empties a small wastebasket into her larger bin. Her eyes scan the room while her hands work. She notes the ledger on the desk, the laptop open to a cryptocurrency exchange, the duffel bag of cash. She looks at Marco, gives him the smallest nod, an acknowledgement, a silent "you're not alone." Marco doesn't notice. He's too busy trying not to cry. Tony tells Marco to get out. And remember, $50. Marco flees. Tony returns to his papers. Gloria continues her work. She moves toward the door, then pauses. Gloria addresses Tony. "Mr. Vitale?" Tony responds impatiently, "What?" Gloria mentions that boy. "Marco. He's a good kid. Works hard. His mother's sick. Did he know that?" Tony stares at her, long and hard. "Did I ask?" Gloria responds, "No, sir. You didn't." Tony tells her to keep her opinions to herself and do her job. Gloria responds, "Yes, sir." She exits. Tony watches her go. Something flickers in his eyes. Not suspicion, just irritation that someone dared speak to him as an equal. Later that night in the kitchen, shift change. The kitchen buzzes with dinner prep. Marco washes dishes in the back, shoulders slumped. Gloria appears beside him. She pulls a small container from her bag and sets it on the counter. Gloria asks if he ate today. Marco startles. "What?" Gloria repeats, "You eat? Food. The thing that keeps you alive?" Marco says he's not hungry. Gloria opens the container. These are oatmeal cookies. Her grandson's favorite. He's 8. Thinks he's a superhero. Eats 6 of these and flies around the living room until he crashes. Marco looks at the cookies. Looks at Gloria. He asks why she's being nice to him. Gloria responds because someone should be. She pushes the container closer. "Take 1. 2. All of them. She'll make more." Marco hesitates. Takes 1. Bites. His eyes close involuntarily. Marco says these are really good. Gloria says she knows. That's the secret ingredient. Marco asks what the secret ingredient is. Gloria smiles. "Butter. Lots of butter." Marco almost laughs. Almost. Marco admits he's gonna fire him. Eventually. He fires everyone. Gloria tells him let him worry about that. He worry about his mom, his sister, himself. Marco mentions she's been here longer than anyone. He asks how she survives him. Gloria looks toward the office. Her expression unreadable. She says she's just here to do a job. Same as him. Same night. Different world. In a bare FBI safe house with concrete walls and a single table, Gloria sits across from FBI Special Agent in charge Harris, 50s, gray hair, tired eyes, decorated veteran. Gloria no longer wears the janitor uniform. She wears civilian clothes and an FBI badge on a chain around her neck. Harris looks at files. 8 months, Gloria. 8 months inside that snake pit. Gloria responds calmly. It's a restaurant, Harris, with a side of organized crime. Harris says they've got enough for RICO. The financials from the last 6 months alone. The money laundering. The offshore accounts. They can take him down tomorrow. Gloria counters that they can take down the restaurant. The visible operation. But the crypto accounts? The digital currency he's moving through unregulated exchanges? That's not in any of these files. That's in his head. Harris suggests they lean on him. Make him talk. Gloria says he won't talk. He's too arrogant. Too stupid to know when he's beaten. But she's been watching him. Listening. He's meeting someone tomorrow. A tech guy they call Fingers. At the warehouse on Miller Street. 3 p.m. That's where the real money moves. Harris leans forward. She's sure?
Gloria confirms she's sure. He mentioned it to Vinny while she was emptying the trash. Didn't even look at her. She's invisible in that uniform. Harris decides they hit the warehouse. Tomorrow at 3. Gloria agrees but says she stays inside the restaurant until the last possible moment. If something changes, if he moves the meeting, she needs to know. Harris sighs. You're the only agent I know who volunteered for janitor duty. Gloria grins. It's honest work. And the cleaning supplies are better than what they get here. Harris almost laughs. He warns her to be careful, Gloria. He's dangerous. Gloria responds, he's a bully. Bullies are predictable. They punch down. Never up. Early morning in Gloria's small, clean apartment. Photos on every surface. Gloria's daughter. Gloria's grandson. Gloria's late husband, a gentle-faced man in a military uniform. An alarm clock reads 6:45 a.m. Gloria sleeps peacefully. The alarm clock flickers. Fades. Goes dark. Power outage. Gloria doesn't stir. Sunlight streams through thin curtains. Gloria's eyes snap open. She looks at the clock. 7:58 a.m. She's due at the restaurant at 8 o'clock. She's never been late. Not once. In 8 months. Gloria whispers to herself, no. No, no, no. She's out of bed in seconds. Dressing while moving. Grabbing her keys. Her phone. Her uniform. She tries her phone. Dead. The power outage killed the charge. She runs. Outside, Gloria's car won't start. Dead battery from the same power fluctuation. She abandons it. Runs to the bus stop. The bus is late. She checks her watch every 10 seconds. Gloria mutters, come on. Come on. The bus arrives. She boards. Sits. Bounces her knee with anxiety. At the Golden Eagle restaurant, Tony stands near the kitchen entrance, already angry. A supplier shorted him on a delivery. A waitress quit without notice. His coffee is too cold. He needs someone to punish. Vinny approaches cautiously. He reports the morning crew is here. Marco's at his station. Kitchen's ready. Tony asks where the janitor is. Vinny checks his watch. Not here yet. She's usually early. Tony's eyes narrow. A target appears. She's late. Vinny offers it's first time, boss. Probably just traffic or... Tony cuts him off. He doesn't care about first time. He cares about now. Get her in here the second she arrives. Vinny nods. Exits quickly. Tony walks to the dining room. Stands near the entrance. Waiting. A predator at a watering hole. Gloria approaches the restaurant at a fast walk, slightly out of breath. Her uniform is neat. Her expression calm despite the internal panic. She's 35 minutes late. She reaches for the door. It opens before she touches it. Vinny stands there. his face apologetic. Vinny whispers, he's waiting for her. He's in a mood. Gloria responds steadily, I figured. She walks past him. In the empty dining room, Gloria enters. Sees Tony immediately. He's leaning against the hostess stand, arms crossed, watching her like a cat watches a mouse. The dining room is empty. No customers yet. But the staff is here. Kitchen workers peek through the service window. A waitress pretends to fold napkins but watches. Marco stands frozen near the salad station. Tony wants an audience. Tony announces loudly, well. The janitor arrives. Finally. Gloria responds calmly, Mr. Vitali. I apologize for my lateness. There was a power outage in my building. My alarm. Tony waves dismissively. Excuses. Everyone has excuses. Do you know how many people give him excuses every day? Gloria says she's not making an excuse. She's explaining. Tony asks, there's a difference? Gloria says, yes, sir. There is. Tony steps closer. Circles her slowly. She stands still. Doesn't shrink. Tony observes, 8 months she's worked here. 8 months, and she's never been late. Not once. Gloria confirms that's correct. Tony continues, and today, of all days, she decides to be late. Today, when he has 100 things to do. When he's already dealing with incompetence and theft and... Gloria says she understands. It won't happen again. Tony stops circling. No. It won't. Tony faces her directly now. The room holds its breath. Tony announces she's fired. Marco drops a spoon. The clang echoes. Gloria asks, excuse me? Tony repeats, fired. Done. Get her things and get out. Gloria pleads, Mr. Vitali, she's been a reliable employee for 8 months. One late arrival. Tony interrupts, is one too many? He runs a business. A successful business. Does she know why? Gloria quietly asks why. Tony explains because he demands excellence. Because he doesn't accept mediocrity. Because he doesn't let people walk in whenever they feel like it and expect a paycheck. Gloria says she's never walked in whenever she felt like it. He knows that. Everyone here knows that. Tony leans in. What he knows is that she's standing in his restaurant, arguing with him, after showing up late. That tells him everything he needs to know. He straightens. Looks around at his audience. Tony declares this is what happens when you don't take this job seriously. This is what happens when you think the rules don't apply to you. You're out. Simple as that. Gloria holds his gaze. For a long moment, something flickers in her eyes. Not anger. Not sadness. Something else. Something Tony can't read. Gloria finally says, I understand. She removes her name tag. Places it carefully on the hostess stand. Gloria continues, I'll collect my personal items from the locker room. Tony instructs, make it fast. He wants her off the premises in 10 minutes. Gloria walks toward the back. Past Marco, who looks like he might cry. Past the kitchen workers who can't meet her eyes. Past Vinny, who stares at the floor. In the small employee locker room, Gloria opens her locker. Removes a few personal items, a photograph of her grandson, a spare pair of comfortable shoes, a small notebook. She opens the notebook. Flips through pages filled with handwriting. Dates. Times. Names. Observations. Evidence. She tucks it into her bag. Marco appears in the doorway. Marco whispers, Ms. Gloria? Gloria turns. Marco. He shouldn't be back here. Marco insists this isn't fair. She's the only nice person here. She didn't deserve this. Gloria softens. Life isn't always fair. But we keep going anyway. Marco asks what she'll do now. Gloria looks at him. Sees genuine concern. Sees a boy carrying too much weight. Gloria says she has another job. Don't worry about her. Worry about himself. His family. Stay out of trouble. Stay kind. Marco asks if he can keep the cookie container. The one she gave him. Gloria smiles. He keep it. She'll make more someday. Maybe she'll find him. Marco says he'd like that. Gloria touches his shoulder. Just once. Then she walks out. Back at the FBI safe house, Gloria sits across from Harris again. She's in civilian clothes. The janitor uniform hangs in a garment bag on the door. Harris states he fired her. Gloria confirms he fired her. Harris leans back. Well, that complicates things. Gloria disagrees. No. It simplifies them. Her cover's blown. She can't go back inside. So they move now. Harris says they don't have the warrant ready. Judge isn't signing until tomorrow. Gloria counters, then they don't need the warrant for the restaurant. They need the warehouse. The meeting's today at 3. Fingers will be there. The crypto transfer will happen there. That's their target. Harris checks notes. The Miller Street warehouse. Confirmed? Gloria confirms. Tony mentioned it to Vinny while she was cleaning near his office. He thinks she's invisible. He's right. She heard everything. Harris agrees, then they hit the warehouse at 3. But Gloria, she's done. Her part is over. She should go home. Rest. Gloria shakes her head. She's seeing this through. 8 months of her life. She wants to be there when he realizes who he fired. Harris steadies her. That's personal. She knows better. Gloria says it's not personal. It's professional. She built this case. She earned the collar. Harris pauses. Fine. She rides with him. But she stays in the van until the scene is secure. Gloria agrees. In her apartment, Gloria changes clothes. Casual now. Comfortable. She picks up her phone. Calls her daughter. Gloria speaks into the phone. Hey, baby. Yes, I'm fine. Listen, can you pick up Marcus from school today? I'm working late. Beat. Gloria continues. No, not the restaurant job. The other one. The real one. Beat. Gloria says, I know. I know it's dangerous. But it's almost over. Today's the day. And then I'm done. I promise. I'll take a vacation. We'll go somewhere warm. Just us. Beat. She smiles. Gloria says, I love you too. Kiss my grandson for me. Tell him Grandma's catching bad guys. She hangs up. Looks at the photo of her grandson. 8 years old. Gap-toothed smile. Superhero pajamas. Gloria whispers, for you, baby. For all of you. Inside the FBI surveillance van parked 3 blocks from the Miller Street warehouse, monitors cover every wall. Agents work quietly. Harris sits in the command chair. Gloria stands behind him, watching. On screen, the warehouse entrance. A black SUV pulls up. A tech agent announces vehicle approaching. Confirm plates. It's Vitali's personal vehicle. Harris notes he's early. Good. Less chance of last-minute changes. Tony exits the SUV. Vinny follows. They enter the warehouse. The tech agent announces second vehicle approaching. Sedan. Plates registered to a Dennis Fingers Meacham. Harris says that's their tech guy. He's here. The meeting's on. T. Gloria observes quietly, he's going to access the accounts. The crypto wallets. Everything they need for a full financial seizure. If they wait until the transfer starts, they get it all live. Harris instructs the team, all units, stand by. They move on his mark. Target is the laptop. Priority 1 is securing the device before anyone can close it or wipe it. Understood? Headsets crackle with confirmations. Inside the warehouse, Tony paces. Vinny stands near the door. Fingers, a skinny man with glasses and nervous tics, sets up his laptop on a folding table. Fingers says almost ready. Just need to authenticate. The wallet requires two-factor. He has the codes here. Tony asks how long. Fingers estimates 10 minutes. 15 max. Then they move the entire balance. 3.7 million. Clean. Untraceable. Tony smiles. Good. Good. Finally, something going right. Vinny's phone buzzes. He glances at it. Vinny reports, "Boss?" The restaurant called. Something about the health inspector showing up early. They want him to handle it. Tony waves dismissively. Tell them to stall. He'll be there after this. This is more important. Vinny nods. Sends a text. Fingers glances up. You know, for a guy moving this much money, he seems pretty relaxed. Tony smirks. Why wouldn't he be? He's got the best people. The best setup. And a janitor who cleans up after him. Life is good. Fingers chuckles. A janitor. Right. Tony's phone buzzes. He ignores it. Fingers continues, okay. Authentication initiated. 5 minutes, and they'll live. Tony rubs his hands together. Smiles. In the surveillance van, the tech agent announces signal detected. They're accessing the crypto wallet. Data transfer beginning. Harris stands. All units. Go. 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 On screen, FBI vehicles converge from all directions. Agents in tactical gear swarm the warehouse. Gloria watches. There he goes. 3.7 million. All of it evidence now. Harris speaks into his headset. Priority 1 is the laptop. Secure the device. He repeats, secure the device. Gloria's hands grip the back of Harris's chair. Knuckles white. Face calm. Inside the warehouse, Tony leans over Fingers' shoulder, watching the screen. Numbers flash. Transfers initiate. Tony murmurs, beautiful. Just beautiful. The warehouse door explodes inward. A voice through megaphone shouts, FBI. Everyone down. Hands where we can see them. Tony spins. His hand moves toward his jacket. The voice continues, hands. Now. Do not move. Red lasers dance across his chest. He freezes. Raises his hand slowly. Vinny drops to his knees immediately, hands high. Fingers curls protectively over the laptop. Fingers shouts, don't shoot. I'm not armed. I'm just a tech. Agents flood the space. Tony is slammed against the concrete floor. His cheek grinds against dust and debris. A knee presses into his spine. Tony gasps, my lawyer. I want my lawyer. An agent responds, you'll get your lawyer. Right after we secure the scene. Another agent reaches Fingers. Physically lifts him away from the laptop. The agent asks, is this device active? Fingers terrified, yes. Yes. The transfer's in progress. Please don't. The agent speaks into his radio, command, we have the laptop. Transfer is live. Request immediate tech support. Tony struggles to lift his head. He can't. The agent's knee keeps him pinned. Tony threatens, do you have any idea who I am? Do you know what I can do to you? The agent responds flatly, I know exactly who you are, Mr. Vitali. We've been watching you for a long time. Tony insists, then you know this is a mistake. I have friends. Powerful friends. You're making a very bad career choice. The agent leans down. Tell it to the judge. Right now, you have the right to remain silent. I suggest you use it. Tony's face turns red. Not from exertion. From rage. Tony demands, I want to see your supervisor. I want to see whoever's in charge of this circus. Now. The agent remains unmoved. He'll be here shortly. He's currently monitoring the situation. In the surveillance van, Harris watches the monitor. Gloria stands behind him. Harris announces, laptop secured. Transfer frozen. We've got him. Gloria quietly responds, good. Harris turns. You okay? Gloria says she's fine. Just ready to see this through. Batch 2 ends. Batch 3 begins. Harris studies her. You know, most agents would be celebrating right now. 8 months undercover. Successful takedown. That's a career-making bust. Gloria says she's not most agents. Harris agrees. No. She's not. She's the one who volunteered for janitor duty. Gloria smiles slightly. Someone had to do it. Harris stands. Scene secure. Laptops locked down. Suspects are in custody. He thinks they can make an exception. He hands her a bulletproof vest. Harris instructs, put this on. Stay behind me. And Gloria? Gloria responds, yeah. Harris says, enjoy this. You earned it. Gloria exits the van. Harris leads the way. They walk toward the warehouse entrance. Agents nod as she passes. Some salute. Word has spread. The undercover who spent 8 months cleaning toilets to build this case is finally coming in from the cold. Gloria's face remains impassive. Professional. But her heart pounds. She steps through the warehouse door. Tony still lies on the floor. Face pressed to concrete. One agent kneels on his back. Another stands nearby, reading from a card. The agent recites, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney. Tony cuts him off, I can afford 100 attorneys. I can afford to buy this entire city. Do you hear me? The agent ignores him. Continues reading. Gloria enters. The change is immediate and electric. Every agent in the room straightens. The one reading the Miranda rights pauses mid-sentence. The one kneeling on Tony releases pressure and steps back. Tony feels the shift before he sees the cause. The weight on his back disappears. The tension in the room changes. He cranes his neck. Looks toward the door. Gloria walks toward him. FBI windbreaker. Gold letters. Quiet authority. Tony's voice breaks with disbelief. What? No. No, I know you. You're the janitor. You clean my office. Gloria stops a few feet away. Looks down at him. No expression. Tony's voice rises. What are you doing here? Why are you wearing that? What is this? She doesn't answer. Turns to the agent with the laptop. Gloria asks, the transfer? The tech agent responds, frozen mid-transaction. We have full access to the wallet. 3.7 million. All of it traceable. Gloria nods. Good work. Tony struggles. Wait. Wait. You're talking to them like you're one of them. Gloria looks at him. Finally. Gloria says, I'm not one of them, Tony. I'm the one they answer to. Tony's brain works overtime. Pieces click into place. 8 months of her being there. Always watching. Always quiet. Always in the background. Tony whispers, "You're a cop." Gloria corrects, "Agent. FBI. Financial Crimes Division." Tony struggles to sit up. Financial crimes? But she emptied his trash. She cleaned his bathroom. Gloria interrupts, "I did my job." Both of them. Tony laughs bitterly. 8 months. 8 months she was in his restaurant. In his office. Watching him. Gloria says, "Listening, mostly. You talk a lot when you think no one's listening. About the offshore accounts. About the crypto transfers. About Fingers here, and what he does for you." Fingers, handcuffed nearby, looks away guiltily. Tony's desperation creeps in. Okay, look. They can make a deal. She was there. She saw how he runs things. She knows he's reasonable. They can work something out. Gloria quietly responds, "I saw how you run things. I saw you humiliate a busboy for dropping a plate. I saw you threaten a waitress who asked for time off when her father died. I saw you fire a woman for being late once." Tony argues that was different. That was about discipline. About sending a message. Gloria says, "It was about cruelty. And it told me everything I needed to know about who you really are." Tony changes tactics. Softens his voice. Tries charm. Tony says, "Look, Gloria. Can I call you Gloria?" Gloria gives no response. Tony continues, "She's done her job. She caught him. Congratulations. But here's the thing, he has information. Big information. About people higher than him. People she really wants. She lets him walk, he gives them to her. She gets promoted. She gets headlines. She gets..." Gloria cuts him off. "You think I want headlines?" Tony counters, "Everyone wants headlines." Gloria says, "I want my grandson to grow up in a city where men like you don't run everything. I want his school to be safe. I want his mother to not worry every time she walks to her car at night. That's what I want." Tony pauses. That's very noble. But noble doesn't pay the bills. Noble doesn't." Gloria steps closer. "I get paid, Tony. By the United States government. It's enough. More than enough." She leans down slightly. Close enough that only he can hear. Gloria whispers, "You should have been nicer to the janitor." She straightens. Steps back. Gloria instructs the agent, "Read him his rights. All of them. Take him in." Tony is hauled to his feet. Cuffed behind his back. Vinny and Fingers are led out separately. As Tony passes Gloria, he stops. Agents tighten their grip. Tony asks quietly, genuinely confused, "All those months? She could have taken him any time. Why wait?" Gloria meets his eyes. "Because I wasn't just after you. I was after everything. The accounts. The network. The people above you. Today, I got all of it." Tony shakes his head. "She played a long game." Gloria says, "I'm patient. And I'm thorough. It's what I do." Tony almost admires. You know, if she worked for him, he'd make her his right hand. Gloria smiles slightly. "I know. That's why I work for the other side." Tony is led away. The warehouse empties. Agents finish processing the scene. Gloria stands alone near the laptop, looking at the frozen transaction on screen. Harris approaches. Harris says, "She did it." Gloria corrects, "We did it." Harris asks if she wants to ride back with them. Or she need a minute. Gloria glances around. "I'll meet you at the office. There's something I need to do first." Harris nods. "Don't be late. The director wants to see her. Personally." Gloria looks surprised. The director? Harris smiles. Takedowns like this get attention. Enjoy it. She earned it. He walks away. Gloria looks at the laptop one more time. Then she walks out. Gloria emerges into late afternoon sun. Squints. Takes a deep breath. Her phone rings. She checks the caller. Smiles. Gloria answers, "Hey, baby." Her daughter's excited voice comes through. "Mom. Mom, it's on the news. They're showing the warehouse. They're saying there was a big arrest. Was that you? Was that your thing?" Gloria laughs softly. "That was my thing." Her daughter gasps. "Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you okay? Are you hurt?" Gloria says she's fine. She's more than fine. She's good. Her daughter continues, "Marcus wants to talk to her. He's been watching the news with her. He keeps asking if Grandma's a superhero." Gloria's eyes glisten. Gloria says, "Put him on." Beat. A small voice. Marcus asks, "Grandma? Grandma, did you catch the bad guys?" Gloria's voice thickens. "I caught them, baby. Every single one." Marcus cheers. "I knew it. I told Mommy you were a superhero. I told her." Gloria laughs, crying. "You were right, sweet boy. You were right." In the FBI field office processing area, fluorescent lights. Gray walls. The hum of machines. Tony sits in an interrogation room, visible through one-way glass. His suit is wrinkled. His hair disheveled. His arrogance is deflated into something smaller. Something almost human. Vinny sits in another room, talking rapidly to an agent. Cooperating already. Fingers is somewhere else, probably doing the same. Harris stands with Gloria, watching through the glass. Harris reports, "Vinny's singing like a bird. Fingers gave up the encryption keys without being asked. They'll have every name, every account, every dirty dollar by morning." Gloria watches Tony. "And him?" Harris says he's still asking for his lawyer. Still thinks he can talk his way out. He'll learn. Gloria observes, he won't learn. That's the thing about people like him. They never do. Harris agrees, maybe not. But he'll have plenty of time to think about it. With this evidence? He's looking at 20 years. Minimum. Gloria nods. Turns away from the glass. Gloria says, "I'm going home." Harris tells her to get some sleep. She's earned it. "And Gloria?" She pauses. Harris continues, "Welcome back. To the world. To real life." Gloria smiles slightly. "Thanks, Harris. It's good to be back." Gloria unlocks her apartment door. Steps inside. The space feels different somehow. Smaller. Quieter. Hers. She hangs her FBI jacket on a hook. Places her badge on the kitchen counter. Sits down heavily at the small table. The photo of her grandson watches her. She picks it up. Gloria whispers, "I kept my promise. I came home." She sets the photo down. Rests her head on her arms. Just for a moment. The doorbell rings. She straightens. Checks the clock. 9:47 p.m. Too late for casual visitors. She moves to the door. Checks the peephole. Her face softens. She opens the door. Marco stands there. Shifting nervously. Holding something in his hands. Gloria asks, "Marco? What are you doing here? How did you find where I live?" Marco nervously admits, "I looked her up. In the employee records. Before they locked everything." He's sorry. He just had to make sure she was okay. Batch 3 ends. Batch 4 begins. Gloria steps aside. Come in. Come in, baby. Marco enters cautiously. Looks around the small apartment. Sees the photos. The home he touches. The evidence of a full life. Marco comments, "This is nice. It's like a real home." Gloria says it is a real home. Sit down. Does he want something to drink? Eat? Marco shakes his head. No. He just saw the news. They showed her walking into the warehouse, wearing that jacket. And he realized. He trails off. Gloria sits across from him. Realized what? Marco meets her eyes. She was never really a janitor. Was she? Gloria pauses. I was a janitor, Marco. That was real. The work was real. The hours were real. The tired feet were real. Marco asks, but she was also catching him. The whole time. Gloria confirms, yes. Marco processes this. So the cookies? The oatmeal cookies? Was that part of the job too? Gloria reaches across the table. Takes his hand. He flinches slightly, then stills. Gloria says, Marco, look at me. He does. Gloria continues, the cookies were real. Every single one. I made them in my kitchen, with my own hands, using my grandmother's recipe. I gave them to you because you looked like you needed someone to care. That wasn't a job. That was me. Marco's voice wavers. So she really is nice? It wasn't all an act? Gloria softens. I've been a lot of things in my life. A daughter. A wife. A mother. A grandmother. An agent. But the one thing I've always been is myself. The woman who gave you those cookies. That's who I am. Marco's eyes fill. He blinks rapidly. Marco admits, I don't have anyone like her. His mom's sick. His dad's gone. It's just him and his sister. And he tries so hard to be strong, but sometimes. Gloria squeezes his hand. Sometimes it's too much. I know. Marco looks at her. What does he do? How does he keep going? Gloria advises, one day at a time. One foot in front of the other. And you let people help you when they offer. Marco asks, is that an offer? Gloria smiles. That's an offer. Later, Marco sits on the couch now. A plate of cookies beside him, Gloria found ingredients and baked while they talked. Marco speaks with mouth full, these are even better than the last ones. Gloria laughs. That's because you're eating them warm. Everything's better warm. Marco asks, so what happens now? To the restaurant? To everyone? Gloria explains, the restaurant will probably close. It was a front for Tony's operations anyway. But the other employees, the ones who weren't involved in the crimes, they'll be fine. Might even get some back pay from the asset seizures. Marco asks, and Tony? Gloria says, Tony's going away for a long time. He won't bother anyone again. Marco quietly responds, good. He looks at her. Marco asks, can I ask you something? Gloria says, anything. Marco questions, why did she do it? Go undercover as a janitor? She's clearly smart. She's clearly important at the FBI. Why spend 8 months cleaning toilets? Gloria considers. Because bad men like Tony Vitale, they hide in plain sight. They build walls around themselves. Guards. Lawyers. Layers of protection. But they still need their offices cleaned. Their trash emptied. Their floors mopped. And when you're the person doing that work, you become invisible. You hear things. See things. Things they'd never say in front of a cop or an agent. Marco says, so she used the uniform. Gloria corrects, I used the invisibility. The uniform was just a uniform. The invisibility was the gift. An hour later, Marco stands at the door, ready to leave. He looks different than he did an hour ago. Lighter. Younger. Marco thanks her. For everything. For the cookies. For the talk. For being real. In the FBI field office processing area, fluorescent lights. Gray walls. The hum of machines. Tony sits in an interrogation room, visible through one-way glass. His suit is wrinkled. His hair disheveled. His arrogance is deflated into something smaller. Something almost human. Vinny sits in another room, talking rapidly to an agent. Cooperating already. Fingers is somewhere else, probably doing the same. Harris stands with Gloria, watching through the glass. Harris reports, Vinny's singing like a bird. Fingers gave up the encryption keys without being asked. They'll have every name, every account, every dirty dollar by morning. Gloria watches Tony. And him? Harris says he's still asking for his lawyer. Still thinks he can talk his way out. He'll learn. Gloria observes, he won't learn. That's the thing about people like him. They never do. Harris agrees, maybe not. But he'll have plenty of time to think about it. With this evidence? He's looking at 20 years. Minimum. Gloria nods. Turns away from the glass. Gloria says, I'm going home. Harris tells her to get some sleep. She's earned it. And Gloria? She pauses. Harris continues, welcome back. To the world. To real life. Gloria smiles slightly. Thanks, Harris. It's good to be back. Gloria unlocks her apartment door. Steps inside. The space feels different somehow. Smaller. Quieter. Hers. She hangs her FBI jacket on a hook. Places her badge on the kitchen counter. Sits down heavily at the small table. The photo of her grandson watches her. She picks it up. Gloria whispers, I kept my promise. I came home. She sets the photo down. Rests her head on her arms. Just for a moment. The doorbell rings. She straightens. Checks the clock. 9:47 p.m. Too late for casual visitors. She moves to the door. Checks the peephole. Her face softens. She opens the door. Marco stands there. Shifting nervously. Holding something in his hands. Gloria asks, Marco? What are you doing here? How did you find where I live? Marco nervously admits, I looked her up. In the employee records. Before they locked everything. He's sorry. He just had to make sure she was okay. Batch 3 ends. Batch 4 begins. Gloria steps aside. Come in. Come in, baby. Marco enters cautiously. Looks around the small apartment. Sees the photos. The home he touches. The evidence of a full life. Marco comments, this is nice. It's like a real home. Gloria says it is a real home. Sit down. Does he want something to drink? Eat? Marco shakes his head. No. He just saw the news. They showed her. Walking into the warehouse. Wearing that jacket. And he realized. He trails off. Gloria sits across from him. Realized what? Marco meets her eyes. She was never really a janitor. Was she? Gloria pauses. I was a janitor, Marco. That was real. The work was real. The hours were real. The tired feet were real. Marco asks, but she was also catching him. The whole time. Gloria confirms, yes. Marco processes this. So the cookies? The oatmeal cookies? Was that part of the job too? Gloria reaches across the table. Takes his hand. He flinches slightly, then stills. Gloria says, Marco, look at me. He does. Gloria continues, the cookies were real. Every single one. I made them in my kitchen, with my own hands, using my grandmother's recipe. I gave them to you because you looked like you needed someone to care. That wasn't a job. That was me. Marco's voice wavers. So she really is nice? It wasn't all an act? Gloria softens. I've been a lot of things in my life. A daughter. A wife. A mother. A grandmother. An agent. But the one thing I've always been is myself. The woman who gave you those cookies. That's who I am. Marco's eyes fill. He blinks rapidly. Marco admits, I don't have anyone like her. His mom's sick. His dad's gone. It's just him and his sister. And he tries so hard to be strong, but sometimes. Gloria squeezes his hand. Sometimes it's too much. I know. Marco looks at her. What does he do? How does he keep going? Gloria advises, one day at a time. One foot in front of the other. And you let people help you when they offer. Marco asks, is that an offer? Gloria smiles. That's an offer. Later, Marco sits on the couch now. A plate of cookies beside him, Gloria found ingredients and baked while they talked. Marco speaks with mouth full, these are even better than the last ones. Gloria laughs. That's because you're eating them warm. Everything's better warm. Marco asks, so what happens now? To the restaurant? To everyone? Gloria explains, the restaurant will probably close. It was a front for Tony's operations anyway. But the other employees, the ones who weren't involved in the crimes, they'll be fine. Might even get some back pay from the asset seizures. Marco asks, and Tony? Gloria says, Tony's going away for a long time. He won't bother anyone again. Marco quietly responds, good. He looks at her. Marco asks, can I ask you something? Gloria says, anything. Marco questions, why did she do it? Go undercover as a janitor? She's clearly smart. She's clearly important at the FBI. Why spend 8 months cleaning toilets? Gloria considers. Because bad men like Tony Vitale, they hide in plain sight. They build walls around themselves. Guards. Lawyers. Layers of protection. But they still need their offices cleaned. Their trash emptied. Their floors mopped. And when you're the person doing that work, you become invisible. You hear things. See things. Things they'd never say in front of a cop or an agent. Marco says, so she used the uniform. Gloria corrects, I used the invisibility. The uniform was just a uniform. The invisibility was the gift. An hour later, Marco stands at the door. Ready to leave. He looks different than he did an hour ago. Lighter. Younger. Marco thanks her. For everything. For the cookies. For the talk. For being real. Gloria tells him, you come back anytime. And I mean that. You need a meal, you need advice, you just need to sit somewhere quiet, you come here. Marco says he will. He hesitates. Then hugs her. Quick. Awkward. But real. Gloria hugs back. Firm. Warm. He pulls away. Wipes his eyes. Pretends he didn't. Marco says, see you, Ms. Gloria. Gloria responds, see you, Marco. He leaves. Gloria closes the door. Leans against it. Closes her eyes. Smiles. Weeks later in a federal courtroom, Gloria sits in the gallery. Civilian clothes. Unremarkable. Watching. Tony stands at the defense table. Handcuffed. Wearing an orange jumpsuit. His eyes scan the room. Land on her. Recognition. Then something else. Something that might be respect. Or might be resignation. The judge speaks. The judge announces, Anthony Vitale, you have been found guilty on all counts. Racketeering. Money laundering. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Tax evasion. Tony doesn't react. The judge continues, I sentence you to 22 years in federal prison, to be followed by 3 years of supervised release. Restitution is ordered in the amount of $4.2 million. The gavel strikes. Tony is led away. As he passes Gloria's row, he stops. A guard tenses. Tony says quietly, you won. Gloria responds equally quiet, we all won. Tony shakes his head. You really believe that? Gloria says, I really do. He studies her. Long and hard. Then he's pulled away. Gloria emerges onto the courthouse steps into sunlight. The steps are crowded with reporters, cameras, onlookers. She tries to slip away unnoticed. A reporter calls out, Agent Johnson. Agent Johnson, can you comment on the conviction? Another asks, is it true you spent 8 months undercover as a janitor? A third asks, what's next for you? Will you return to undercover work? Gloria ignores them. Keeps walking. Then she sees them. At the bottom of the steps. Waiting. Her daughter. Smiling. Crying. And Marcus. 8 years old. Gap-toothed grin. Wearing a janitor costume with FBI written on the back in marker. Gloria stops. Marcus runs to her. She catches him. Lifts him. Holds him tight. Marcus announces loudly, Grandma, I told everyone you're a superhero. I told them you catch bad guys and make the best cookies. Gloria laughs. Cries. Both at once. Gloria responds, you're right, baby. You're right. She looks at the cameras. At the reporters. At the world. Gloria adds louder, and the cookies are oatmeal. My grandmother's recipe. In case anyone's taking notes. Laughter from the crowd. 1 month later, a small gathering in Gloria's apartment. Gloria's daughter. Marcus. Marco. Harris. A few other agents. Cookies on every surface. Marcus runs around in his superhero janitor costume. Marco helps him build something with blocks. Harris stands with Gloria near the window. Harris says, you sure you don't want to come back? The director asked about her. Specifically. Said there's a promotion waiting if she wants it. Gloria shakes her head. I'm done, Harris. 30 years is enough. I want to bake cookies. Watch my grandson grow up. Sleep through the night without wondering if my cover's blown. Harris nods. I get it. But she'll be missed. Gloria says, I'll be around. He needs advice, he calls. He needs cookies, he calls. Harris grins. Deal. Marcus runs up. Tugs Gloria's sleeve. Marcus asks, Grandma. Grandma. Marco says you caught 100 bad guys. Is that true? Gloria picks him up. It's true enough. Marcus exclaims, wow. You're the best grandma ever. Gloria kisses his forehead. You're the best grandson ever. Now go eat another cookie before your mother says no. He runs off. Gloria watches him. Marco approaches. Marco quietly says, Ms. Gloria? I got accepted. To the community college. I start next semester. Gloria turns, beaming. Marco. That's wonderful. Marco says, I couldn't have done it without her. The encouragement. The cookies. The believing in me. Gloria says, you did the work. I just reminded you that you could. Marco shyly adds, I was thinking, maybe I could study criminal justice? Be an agent someday? Like her? Gloria's eyes glisten again. Gloria's voice thickens. I think that's a fine idea. A fine idea indeed. Marco asks, would she write him a recommendation? When the time comes. Gloria takes his hands. Marco, I will write you a recommendation that will make grown men cry. And then I'll bake you cookies for your first day. Deal? Marco grins. Deal. They hug. Long, warm. Real. Later that night, the guests are gone. Dishes are done. Gloria sits alone at her kitchen table, looking at the photos. Her late husband. Her daughter as a baby. Marcus in his costume. She picks up her badge. The one that sat on the counter for a month. Turns it over in her hands. Then she places it in a small wooden box. Closes the lid. She stands. Walks to the window. Looks out at the city. At the lights. At the millions of lives being lived. Gloria whispers, we did good. She turns away. Heads to bed. 6 months later on a spring morning outside Gloria's apartment building. Flowers blooming. Birds singing. Gloria exits her building. Casual clothes. Grocery bag on her arm. She looks younger somehow. Lighter. A black SUV pulls up. She tenses. Instinct. The window rolls down. Harris sits in the driver's seat. Grinning. Harris asks, need a ride? Gloria relaxes, laughs. Harris. What are you doing in my neighborhood? Harris says, got a case. A tricky one. Could use her eyes. Gloria says, I'm retired. Harris acknowledges, I know. But this one's different. It's a restaurant. Owner's running something on the side. They need someone inside. Someone who can blend in. Someone invisible. Gloria stares at him. Harris continues, I'm not asking her to come back full time. Just a few months. Take down. Done. She'd be doing the city a favor. Gloria pauses. What kind of restaurant? Harris says, Italian place. Fancy. Owner thinks he's a big shot. Gloria shakes her head. Smiles. Gloria says, you're something else, you know that? Harris asks, so is that a yes? Gloria looks toward the grocery store. Looks back at Harris. Thinks about cookies. Thinks about Marco. Thinks about Marcus. Gloria says, I'll think about it. Harris responds, that's all I ask. He drives away. Gloria watches him go. Then she continues toward the store. A slight spring in her step. The camera pulls back. Up. Above the city. Gloria's kitchen. She bakes cookies. Marcus helps, covered in flour. Marco sits at the table, studying a textbook. Sunlight streams through the window. Marcus asks, Grandma? Can we bring cookies to the new restaurant? The one she's maybe going to work at? Gloria smiles. We'll see, baby. We'll see. She looks directly at the camera. Winks. Gloria addresses the audience. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, tell me about a time someone surprised you. And give this video a like. It helps more people see it. She holds up a cookie. Gloria continues, and remember, be nice to everyone. You never know who you're talking to. Fade to black.